welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3. We're back here and we're gonna finally go ahead and close this gap because, well, we need to. So I'm gonna see about... Nope, they did not go ahead and attack me. And not even after this. And not even after this. So, guess it's safe to attack here. We got Kutuzov's army coming up, but there's so many more of them. So there's so many more Russians we're gonna have to fight throughout this. So, are there any more Russians? If there are any, they're not getting away at this point. So I think it's safe to say that we've cleared that out. And now we can move on to attack the Turks, but also continue on towards stuff like Kiev and Smolensk. This area, not sure what we're gonna do here, since it crashed when I tried to take that. We're gonna continue to hound the Swedish as they're making their way through there. Not entirely sure what they're doing or where they are going, but we'll follow them. And yes, let's go ahead and end turn. Now, of course, to win the campaign, I have to take Saxony and the Hessians, because this campaign is supposed to end in 1812, so it's not actually supposed to include the invasion of Russia. It's only supposed to include the conquest sort of Germany. So you're supposed to take some of the German territories, and then you're done, basically. Look at this. Yes, there were another army there, hiding, that's trying to make their way out, but no, we will not allow them to escape. Okay, so they escaped. Oh, there was another one. For some reason, the Russian armies, I mean, combined, there was probably still 10,000 Russians hiding in that forest, but because they weren't able to combine their forces, I was able to destroy them. Oh, the Irish has a navy now, which is out and plundering British trade. I think the Ottomans are probably quite well aware of what's going on. I'm wondering though what the Romanians are up to. Path blocked. Units recruited. A 12-pounder battery. I guess that was one of the batteries we've lost up at the front. Napoleon won't actually reach, so we're gonna move as far as we can before attacking that area. The Swedes are really close to this area. I want to finish this off before we do anything else there, but since it's crashed a number of times, if it's, you know, it's gonna cause a lot of just crap to happen if I play through a major battle and then it crashes for some reason. So what I'm thinking about is possibly avoiding that by suing peace with the Russians, because I think they will accept terms and then ask St. Petersburg to be given to me, and in that way avoid having to fight and take it that for some reason is causing crashes. Now we got Lan. His army is a little bit battered. Some of these units have lost quite a few, but I think we should be able to take Kiev without much problem. It's quite close there. Gonna continue the siege. I think that was the battle we're gonna play for this video. And then what we're gonna do is this army. It's gonna move up here. The two howitzers are going to be disbanded because howitzers are not good, and they're going to be replaced by 2 of these. It's 6-pounder batteries, but it's guard batteries, so at least that's something. I am recruiting 8-pounder batteries, I believe, down in Marseille. Loads of them, so they will be brought up, but I think at that point Russia has probably been completely destroyed, so let's go ahead and have Murat finish this guy. Murat has too many of these squadrons, and they will be reduced after this campaign. After the Russian campaign, I should say. And the best resupply rate we've got in this region, so we're gonna stay here for a while just to gather up before one army, not entirely sure which one, is gonna wear off and move here, and we're gonna have these 2 move in at the same time, taking this. Not entirely sure if I should give it to Romania, because, well, the Romanians haven't really been huge help, unlike, say, the Greeks, who actually has been quite a huge help. Ah, yes, I had this, which was my plan to launch an assault by having these men going ashore and attacking. The French have landed. Can I buy a general for this one? Sure, will do. Let's see. Command in land battle. Leading cavalry. Cavalry unit, good attacking. Good seat. This is all cavalry dudes, except this one. We're gonna take this one. And he's gonna be in charge of this force, which is gonna attack Odessa, which only has 1 unit. Although, you know what? We're gonna move. See about what we have at this port. Oh, we actually have quite a sizable Russian force in Sevastopol. Oh, they have a trade route. Ah. This navy is not big enough, really, to take on. It all depends on what kind of navy the Russians have there. This naval force will continue, and its plan is to break the blockade, which has been set up by the British down here and by the Russians here, and opening up a load of trade for us. We can actually go and attack the docks at Cheltenham. Oh, we even made it in to the docks there, and we burnt them. So we attacked the dock and destroyed it to the point where they cannot use it. So we're slowly strangling Britain's trade. They're only being able to trade with Sweden and Russia. Both of these, well, all trade is actually all English trade at this point, because I've reduced all the trade. All their trade goes through Cheltenham, and I just burned Cheltenham, so they do gain a bit of cash for either of these ports, so we're gonna go ahead and attack them as well, since they're not protecting them. We attack and burn them, and that's gonna cost the English money to repair them, and it's also gonna cost them money because now the ports aren't functioning. So that's good. These guys. You know what? Let's march. We've got enough men. Waiting is only gonna make the Russians stronger around the capital. So it's better if we bring everything up with us to attack. And then Napoleon will go ahead and attack over here. Not sure what we're gonna do here, but now we got today's battle, which is going to be the regional capital here of the Ukrainian territory. Boom. Let's go ahead and attack. I'm gonna go ahead and auto-save to make sure that it does not crash. And on to battle. The Battle of Kiev in 1808. Aslan charges forth. Hopefully St. Petersburg will fall. But I think first I will test out Resolve just to see if it crashes again. And then I'm not entirely sure how I will do, because it feels such a waste to, you know, take the time. What I can do is I can take the time to record a battle fighting that, and if it crashes and I cannot continue beyond the point there, what I can do is I can do my plan of securing peace with Russia, and in those terms taking St. Petersburg. And then I think the Russians, just like everyone else we've sort of got a temporary truce with, they're gonna go ahead and declare war on us again, and we'll be back at it, as it were. Right, I'm gonna have one of the you know what, we might have I'm thinking maybe having one over here to cover sort of the town, or maybe both back here actually, on a slightly sort of slight hill here. Then we'll have all the men up in the front, the light infantry, I don't know, we can send them forward to draw anyone out, the elite troops, the general, light cavalry posted in the forest over there, heavy cavalry on this side. What do we have here? More grenadiers to be situated over here, and boom, let's go ahead and start. So right now the only thing we can see is the 3rd light horse. Now we know that they have a lot of light horse, so what I can do is I can send these guys in, try to provoke the Russians. Maybe what we can do is we can have these men march, take the town hall, and then what I'll do is I'll have this side of the army march up along the road, take position like so, and then these will march like so, take a position here. Light cavalry will stay in the forest, the grenadiers will stay. I think what we'll do is we'll have the marine guards, they'll come in somewhere here in the middle of everything, ready to support, and the heavy cavalry will move slightly and come on an angle there, ready to sweep in if necessary. Right now the enemy cavalry general is moving far, far away, because of course right now he cannot really do anything. And our guns fall silent because we don't have anything to shoot at, so I'm just gonna tell them to order them to shoot down that town hall. The voltigeurs will move up as quickly as possible and claim that house, as the rest of the army moves forward. Ah, the enemy has shown themselves. We've got a enemy regiment turned up over here. We got cavalry turned up in these guys' flank. We're bombarding the house,
We have taken
which
the
is quite
building,
unnecessary at this point. Oh, look at that. We didn't oh, it looked like the white pants from a distance looked like they had actually put up a cover that I couldn't see, but obviously we would have seen that. We're bombarding the house. As I say, quite unnecessary. What we'll do is we'll have the larger units of these, the ones that actually have some meat on them. They will go ahead and concentrate, and they will move somewhere like that, and then the ones that don't have that many will move into town and come through the town. Same on this side. We don't have that many that are any good. So these two are the biggest ones. So what they can do is advance like that, and then these two will advance in towards the center as well. And I think since they're so far now from the light cavalry will advance onto this and stand right there. And seeing as though, oh, the enemy is moving forwards, all the cavalry is coming right at us. We need to form square, and we need to mobilize the heavy cavalry. And it's time for the cannons to pick a target that is actually going to be useful. The guard marines will form square as well. Let's see. The heavy cavalry will strike at these guys. The grenadiers will move up right here and open fire on the Russian hussars. The heavy cavalry is kind of surrounded here. What's going on in town? So far no enemies have been spotted here. Form square as you're about to be attacked from the rear. These three will move as such. We have these two. Seemingly there's nothing here, so what they will do is they'll move towards that area. The squares are holding, but this one is concerned. Heavy cavalry though and the grenadiers are supporting it. But we're gonna break square and we're gonna have these men fall back. Some of these squares needs to be held. These guys will drop the square, move into line. This one needs to drop his square and fall back because it's getting shot. This unit will form along there. The squares are holding under the enemy attack, but for how long? We moved these three into the flank of the enemy, but we need to, I think, increase the amount of men that actually are firing on the enemy. And then what I can do is I can secure the flank by taking that house, and then this unit will move up through there. The squares are holding. You can see the enemy on a lot of locations here are falling apart. This square really needs to get some kind of support here. General will ride up. The enemy is breaking just as the square fell apart, and it will fall back. And that means also that we can break these two squares. And we can draw them into line and fall back over there. We got enemies moving up here. Fire! Damn you! Before the Russians can react, charge! The Russians are pushed back. We got a lot of Russian infantry coming up though. So we need to fall back and form back into line. We control this house. We got a regiment coming up. This area needs to be bombarded by artillery. And heavy cavalry has successfully defeated their enemies. Send off that cavalry, and then we need to get these guys. These three needs to move up. And these two will come in the flank of the enemy. This one, having lost a lot, will move towards the town. The general will be situated behind there in the flank, looking at what's going on over here. Cannonballs ripping through the lines over here. We got a few Jaeger units. The guards need to be drawn out a bit better. This unit can be drawn like that, and the grenadiers will come in a direct flank with the general support behind them. The Russians over here are going to be broken as well, I think. Point blank range here. It's going to be hard fighting, but the Russians probably lost too many men marching up like that. At the same time, we have surrounded the Russians here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to inspire the Marines, and then we're going to see about closing off the entire area by having the cavalry coming up behind them. Looks like the Russians might be moving for a classical charge, as they always do. At the same time, the fight seems to be going pretty well on this side. We do have cavalry coming in, and I think we're going to fall back because I don't have really control of that area, really.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Yeah, you know what? Get in. Get the heavy cavalry in there. We got Grenadier Regiment coming up. The enemy is falling back. Cannon shot is going through. Everyone is retreating here. Time to turn the Grenadiers here. They need to turn. And the 53rd needs to come up in the flank there. And then the Marines. These three units need to move up as quickly as possible. Form a new line over here. I think we can probably break just through everything here. These guys, we have secured the houses. What we'll do is we'll have these two come like that, prepare against these guys. And then these will go like that. Very long spread out line. Oh, not at all actually, because we want to get them. They don't want to shoot in the back of these guys. Cavalry has suffered too much and needs a way out, and the way out is in between there. Cannon shot ripping through, hit that house. We got the general, he's gonna turn up behind there. Keep firing, Greens! The Russians pushing their infantry forwards. Oh, that artillery just went straight through the line, so cannonballs flying through there. So what we want to do is we don't want our general there, because we don't want him to be taken out by cannonball. The Russians over here are breaking. These guys are breaking as well. But more Russians are being pushed up. We've got, what do we have back here? It's armed citizenry. Did they just shoot one of their own there? Or was it just someone who died? These guys are falling back. This one is not falling back yet though. So we're gonna see about if we can send that one back. What if I can be sneaky and send a unit into the building while we send this one up into the flank of this one, and this will come in the flank of the armed citizenry. Cavalry sit among the trees but turn around, and these guys will be drawn out like that to be able to open up on the guys on the hill. These do not have a target, but we have a stone wall over here. They can move up to the stone wall while these guys move in between the stone wall and the guard marines. We've taken a house, and the men are securing the house and are now able to fire in the back of this unit. It's also being hit by artillery. One unit that I haven't mobilized is the light cavalry, which can quickly move up now, come around the enemy army. All the Russian infantry is falling back. We just made it up to the stone wall with that infantry, and the armed citizenry on that hill is falling back. The only thing remaining seems to be we've got this recruit unit coming back, and we also have this cavalry unit back here. These guys now coming under attack from more or less all sides. They could be fired upon from this house, they could be fired upon from here, they could come under fire from this building. And as you see, they have lost a lot of men without probably accomplishing a lot. Might have shot a few guys in this house, but I think they were focusing on this one. The Russians are, I was gonna say they're back, but they're not really. These guys will move up onto this side of the house, and these guys will move up on this side of the house. The hussars are ready. All the Russian infantry is broken at this point, I was gonna say, but there is one blast unit coming in there. Do the cannons reach? They do reach this one. And you can see the cannon shots are bouncing, so they're coming this way. So we're not going to stop that fire. Gonna get these two lines to come up there. The Marines gonna come up like that. I'm gonna hold them there just in case, and these guys gonna come to the stone wall on the left. Heavy cavalry, only having 33 men left, is gonna move further into town here. The general is gonna follow up behind the guard marines. We've got these Jaegers coming up. They're getting hit. They're getting hit from the houses, and the artillery is killing a lot of their men as well. But they are supported here. But it's only weak armed citizenry. It looked like there were quite a lot of them, but not really. At the same time, we got French troops marching up. So we got two of these units moving up. I think at this point it's probably time to hold fire on the cannons so we don't shoot our own men. I imagine shots will go through these and into the Russians. Or actually, we're just sort of on the edge there of the hill. So maybe the shots would have gone over. Oh, they're gonna fire down upon the guard marines. They need to halt the general behind, and he will inspire the marines. The marines open fire, and the Russians are forced away. Get these guys all the way up to the wall. And then we'll get the guard marines to come up. Get a bit of shooting going against that cavalry unit before. You know what? I'll see if I can get the general over here, and if we can spire this one, I'm sure they will be able to break the Russian hussars. Even though the Russian hussars outnumber them. But if I can get these guys inspired and coming in from the flank, plus they're gonna come under fire pretty darn soon by the regiments of line over here. Let's see, the general's making his way over. He has the inspirability ready. The hussars are off. Time to inspire them. And then once more onto the charge. And those are being inspired. And also the enemy becoming under fire. Enemy general was killed. Hold your fire, you're probably shooting friendlies at this point. And instead you will march up. General will come up to make sure that we win this fight. And the inspire ability plus the fire has turned the tables on the Russian hussars. And they are slowly losing the fight. Gonna just go ahead and rally to make sure that our hussars are gonna win this. Our hussars is a bit winded, which means they get a bit... now the enemies are winded as well, so that makes it even, and I think the inspire ability is probably... the effect of that is long gone. Move away the hussars and let the guard marines fire upon the enemy. Oh. Really? Get those men. And continue march forwards. So in the last dying moments of the battle, the 7th Lightfoot Jaegers decide to come back. But it's to no avail because they're too spread out to form any kind of protection by their numbers against the hussars. And the hussars also coming off from just having defeated the enemy cavalry and being supported by infantry marching up. And there we go, we have a heroic victory. Let's go ahead and save this. That's Kiev, and boom. Let's go back on to the European map. I have only one regret, and that is that I only have one life to give to my country. Nathan Hale at something 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 something. And so Kiev falls. Probably build an ordnance board, but it's going to take a while. But it's probably better than the Grand Museum. And so Kiev is ours. Oh, we got a nice resupply depot over there, which the Russians have forgot to burn. And you can see on the map that the Russians have very little left. I want to see if we can get one turn off more and see what happens there. Oh, Novgorod. What can you start to research? Just something. I didn't know that I had. Where is Novgorod? There. Ah, it's this one, I think, which I'm turning into supply warehouse. Or is it? This is Novgorod right here. And this is... this is... yeah, Novgorod. So Novgorod, Novgorod, Novgorod. It's funny if this place was called Novgorod as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and end turn. The spy moved there, but we've all... ooh! The British Navy is moving in to aid... oh, they're coming in force. They're coming in force, plus the Russian Navy. I mean, even in a 1 versus 1 fight against an even one, well, it wouldn't be even because the British have victory, and that's, I think, larger than our largest ship. So we don't stand a chance against that. 26. No, we're not gonna win this. So we're gonna retreat. Plus, they actually have a proper admiral for this. If we get the other ship in, maybe. Oh crap. No, we won't be able to. Crap. Outer assault. Both of them were sunk and lost. But at least we managed our mission by sending these guys in. This one's coming in to support, so yeah, it's probably best to fight him. Probably best to fight this one. It's one cavalry unit against 3 units of light infantry. Light Corsican infantry that has landed. The terrain, I mean, we start in the open ground. We probably would have done better hiding in the forest. So it's 1 unit of heavy cavalry against a lot of Corsican skirmishes. So there we have the 2 lines, the general behind, and let's go ahead and start this. Slowly make our way toward the enemy. I'm not entirely sure how well these Corsicans fight. But hopefully, with the inspire ability of the general, they will be able to hold out. But it is a Russian Guard cavalry unit, which has proven in the past to be very difficult at defeating. Quickly get into position, and then you two will form into your lines. What we'll do is we'll hold fire, and we'll try to wait until the last possible moments. Open fire! The cavalry commander was killed, but morale-wise, basically nothing happened to them. So we'll have to form square and fight them from squares.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to begin.
They won't be able to stand against this. Hold your fire unless you shoot the other unit. And we are victorious, and we sent the enemy off. Boom. Victory. Very quick victory there. We lost 8 men. The enemy lost 118. 26 remaining. Destroy that unit. And it helped in that mission because now they cannot reinforce. That's going to be an actual challenging battle. I'm not entirely sure where the Swedish army is going. I wonder, maybe I can get a peace going with Sweden, just so we push those two Swedish armies out of our territory, and I don't have to chase them down, because now I'm not entirely sure where they might be going in my very vast kingdom. Rudolf Villeneuve. A load of cannons were recruited in Provence. Navy was destroyed. Constructions were made. The Swedes are running. Well, now this army comes... You know what? It actually can reach the Swedes. So why don't we chase them down? Bastards. Didn't we have... Yes. These units can move up and try to stop the Swedes from going through here. They might come through that little gap. Looks like we're gonna have a fight going here. But we have these 3 armies ready to beset the Russians. What we're gonna do, since the Polish have lost quite a lot, the Polish don't actually reach, but I was gonna send them down to this bridge. But now they hold, so the Russians can't go through there and come into the flank of Napoleon. So he can move up towards Smolensk without a problem-ish. Lan is ready to move out. And given that these guys are coming up, Lan can go ahead and continue up to the Poltava supply depot. And then the spy can go ahead and see what they have in Belgrade. What they might have over there. Then we have these guys, which lays this under siege. 600 men versus 2,000 men. It would have been nice if I had a cannon. But I think we actually do stand a little bit of a chance there. Let's see if we can get this navy out of there with this sloop. Go ahead and raid the trade that's coming out of there. Can I build anything? Thing is, I don't have any more large ships to build anymore. Nay. You know what? We could just. The thing is, we've got so many armies here. The spy will move to check what the Turks are up to, and then we will send Ney into the flank. Jean is going to move towards Kiev, and then Murat is going to follow up on that move. Let's go ahead and repair that. We've repaired this. These guys are here trying to stop the Swedes. These guys will move in here. What the Russians have. Quite a lot of stuff. Gonna be interesting. Hopefully this region will surrender. But that, I think that battle will be for next one. Yes, before we go, we need the navy. Now the British come fast and heavy, and we don't want to be locked in a port. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move around and try to avoid direct confrontation. Attacking this area, that would be tons of ships. Most likely we would lose. His biggest one is 106 cannons. Our biggest has 80. Yeah, and that's not even like a super ship. That's our biggest ship. Don't we have anything bigger than? The Spanish have one huge ship, but I do not have access to that one. It would be nice if I could capture that one. Or if I could capture something big from someone else, really. Anyways, what is there left to do? Oh, this one is a special unit. Which we only can get in Marseille, and we can only have one of them. So maybe that unit died somewhere up on the front, and right, I'm able to replace them. None of the Belgians were lost. I shouldn't have freed this region, because we probably could have gotten, or this one as well. We should have taken that, so we could have recruited some interesting troops, possibly. Because I think there's most of the extra units you can recruit as France comes from these regions, from the German regions. Anyways, this will be it for this episode. Next one we'll have the siege of St. Petersburg. After that we'll have the Battle of Smolensk. We'll have the little battle of Tartary. What we can do is we can try to siege this place out with the troops, just to hold it under control. And then these two armies are about to attack the Turks and get rid of them. and then we can drag them together to or we can drag those armies towards Odessa before it becomes critical that we have to fight over there. But yeah, anyways, this will be the end of this episode. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!